In our Unranked to GM Ana only challenge, we finally broke the curse holding us back from climbing to Masters. While the win streak has become rather consistent, it isn't like we have had an absolutely stellar team every game. So make sure you continue with an open mind and remain positive while grinding to win tougher games. Moving forward, I haven't seen any videos recently giving advice on how to tackle promotion games while climbing. We are all human, whether it be from Diamond to Masters or the game that defines whether or not you will be making a paycheck next season. There is always stress involved in these promotion games. Because of this, when things go wrong, it can cause us to tilt at an accelerated and abnormal rate. Since a bunch of my audience members have been playing in these elos recently, I thought that now would be a great time to bring up the point that you must treat each high-stake game just like any other game. In terms of game quality, not much changes from high diamonds to low masters, or high masters to low grandmasters, so that really shouldn't be an issue. The most difficult part of these games is overcoming your mental, so make sure to enter these games with an open and positive mind. Besides that, if you aren't struggling with promotion anxiety, something you can focus on within the VOD today is how I used my nades aggressively and found consistent value using this method. The higher you climb, the more value your abilities will get with Ana, so use the time in lower ranks to become consistent with your execution. This includes nade trajectory as well as learning when it is the right time to look for an exit frag without staggering. That being said, I appreciate you all for watching. Thanks so much for 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I will see you all in the next one. We're going to start this how we start every other VOD review so far of the Unranked GM, and how I like to start every Ana VOD. Who should I nano? Nano tier list actually has been doing really well. Again, a lot of it can be down to opinion. Like, for example, Ashe. I'd probably rate her a little bit higher now that I've learned some of the properties the Nano can actually give to her kit. It's not every day that you play Ana with Ashe, so it's not super common, but still something to note. She's pretty decent, but she is nowhere to be found right now in my comp. Who am I going to be nanoing? Again, I've probably been drilling this into you guys' heads for so long at this point that you're like, oh, well, Genji Blade's great. With Nano Blade's like the best combo in the game. True, but if you get your nano so fast, nanoing the monkey's good, or nanoing the Zarya if that is something that your team really needs to be playing for. But the thing that I would rather actually talk about here is, now that we're getting into Masters, I'd also like to talk about the composition we are playing and what we're playing into. We're playing a very odd double bubble comp that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in terms of DPS and support picks, but the tank comp kind of makes sense. You're still going to be wanting to play for that spamming heals as Ana to get your nano boost, and then trying to nano your monkey in. The problem is to do that, let's see what they're running. They are running a Brig, which is just a no-no for the Genji, which is going to make Genji's life extremely difficult. And not only that, they are running in a Risa and a Torb on Junkertown. This is Junkertown, by the way. I haven't shown you guys the map yet, but it is not very optimal, especially on Junkertown, to be playing this comp and playing into what we are playing against. Luckily, when you get to this rank, as long as you're not being a baby about it, people are going to realize that the comp is not the comp that you want to be playing, and eventually we will make the switches that we need to in order to win the game. But because of that, it's important to note that even though you roll out on a bad comp, does not mean you can that you cannot regain the momentum of the match. A lot of this, and especially on promotion games, this has happened a lot. They will be close games that will test you. It's not anything specific that Blizzard's trying to do to try to make your promotion harder. That's just generally how it works at the ranks that are like 34 and 36. The games are very close because of the transitioning period from one chapter to the next. So you have to make sure that you're going in with a positive mental and you're playing to play the whole game, not just an easy win. That being said, though, we discussed who we want to nano, and we discussed how our comp is not really doing too hot against their comp, because Genji against the Torb turret and an Orisa on Junkertown with the Brig as well is not going to go very well. But yeah, let's get right into it. And let's see how I play this. This is the incorrect spot, I think, for it. It is close to the right spot for anti-nade, but I didn't get it right. So if you are looking to get those nades, set nade playlist on my channel. You scroll down a little bit, you'll find it. If you're interested in learning those nades, go ahead, learn them. I think there's a lot more important things to learn, but when you get to that GM level, or you're struggling on finding how to get even more value, set nades are definitely a place to go. So yeah, Junkertown Ana is definitely not optimal on defense compared to what's really good right now. But let's see how we play to make it work. I see that there are two flanking. I know that my Widow is most likely dead, so I try to play for a pick on our pick, or just at least an anti-nade for some charge. My Widow was a little bit engaged and no one was with her to help her. I did try to go for a pick on the Tracer. Didn't work out. I re-engaged with my team. Not re-engaged, but regrouped with my team. A lot of this is just a balancing act of trying to keep my team alive because we're playing into a very suboptimal comp, trying to build nano as well. I see that they are on point. We call for a nade. The problem is the space needs to be made for me to make the nade happen. Let's see how my team does this. I'm missing shots. I need to get better about that. Sleeping the ball, and I don't even know. I guess my monkey jumped up. I thought he jumped backwards. He jumped upwards and he got spammed in the air. There's not really a whole lot of, there's not a lot I can do there other than look for the monkey, but with reasonable doubt, or with reasonable suspicion, I thought he would be alive jumping over that, but it's whatever. Playing to live still. It doesn't look very promising. I have to nade myself there because the ball's about to slam me. And now it's just really unlucky because of how split we are. My Brig is there. She has to be playing with me. If we wanted to take the fight with the ball, I didn't choose to take the fight with it. The ball engaged on me. That's more so the fact that our Brig died. So right here, right now, you have a first fight on Junkertown like this, and it's your promotion game. Obviously, the blood's boiling a little bit. Because it's a compositional error that's going on right now, as well as it's your promotion game, so you really want to win this game. It's important, though, that you're not focusing and tunnel visioning so much on the promotion, so much on the SR. You're just trying to play at your best, and that's all you can do. Because games like this, these will be outcomes, and it'll look like the game's completely lost. You just have to keep pushing. So let's see how we go about that. We almost did, even with the failed fight from the start, we almost did get a nano out of that. So that is pretty good. I probably should have been looking for my Winston when he jumped up a little bit more so that I could try to go for the heals. But I digress. Let's keep going. It's a 15-minute game. Don't want to make this too long. Looking to try to get my Widow out of this. It's not probable because I did hear the Tracer. I missed the sleep dart. That's really unlucky. But something I do want to call out now because it usually was pretty minor, but now I'm going to go into it. When ball slams you, you know... Well, hold up. This is bad. When ball slams you down, you know that he's going to be in pretty much in the server at the top or at the bottom. You have some choices here. If you can reasonably, if you're saying you're this blue blob here, if you can reasonably sleep him before he slams, go for it. You're not going to find a whole lot of situations like that. But if you don't think you're going to be able to hit that flick, wait for you to actually bounce up. And while you're bouncing up, actually start to aim down at an angle so that you can sleep the ball. When I do end up uploading this these games later on, you're gonna see me doing that a lot more. Or not seeing me do that a lot more. You're just gonna see that that's kind of the my technique of sleeping balls. It's not super difficult, but it's something that's like you don't really have to aim at that point. You just have to think before it happens. So they minefielded off not only my Widow, but my Brig as well. This fight is already lost. I'm telling my team to get out of here. Unless we can win and get a pick. I try to clear the mines for my Brig to get out because she is priority number 1. You don't want her to die because she's kind of crucial to your life. As well as my Zarya wasn't taking a whole lot of damage at the time. Right there is just like the most unlucky shot flying right past her. I needed to aim train a little more and then she doesn't die here. It's just incredibly unlucky there. DJ bust a nut, going hard in the paint. But yeah, at this point, I'm really just trying to poke and see what's going on for my team. I end up splashing myself because I was a little out of position. I probably shouldn't have been poking there. But I do now have the nano for the next fight. I use sleep early because we're not really going to be engaging anytime soon. We're waiting our Zarya, and by the time it's back online, we'll be in a fight still. Right there, I went to try to nano my monkey, but then Tracer intercepted it. Stuff like that happens, and you just have to keep going. You could turn your nano sensitivity down, but then the range goes down with it. I'm pretty sure, so I personally have never touched it. I think it'd be a good idea to adjust it. Right there, didn't throw my nade fast enough. My brig was down here because she died earlier. A lot of this is just everything's falling out of control because we have yet to actually have a fight where all 6 of us are together. So, again, these kind of things are going to be a red flag to you when you're trying to promote, being like, oh my god, I'm going to lose this game, this is unwinnable, and it's going to make you play worse. But what I want to say is that it is very possible, with a positive mind, to keep your whole team together and then keep on a winning trend. So now our team is definitely understanding that there needs to be some compositional swaps. We switch to Kree, and eventually we're going to switch. I'm going to say, I don't think I say it, but the smart move against a spammy kind of comp is to switch to the Diva. I'm sure that we'll do that after Grav. Playing on the high ground to try to find an aid for the Grav, unless something else changes that forces us to drop, like our team not peeking us, like a Torb spamming us out. I digress. I'm not really respecting that Torb a lot. At a higher rank, I probably would have. Right here, need to be aiming better, but I do end up finding the pick on the Orisa, and because of that, their front line is completely diminished, and I know my team will want to be getting aggressive. I need to rotate to allow them to be aggressive. I accidentally drop off the high ground. It happens. Team honestly probably should have poked and saw me, or gone to my LOS a little bit better, but whatever. I used nade to try to find an anti-nade because I thought they were all on stairs. I dodged the pulse bomb. It is what it is. We got to pick with the Grav. We didn't need the nade because we could do enough damage, and we just keep going. Now we have, here's the thing. Now this right here should be an indicator to you that your team now has momentum. This is now a very winnable game. I understand that there are 4 minutes left on this clock, but when your team retakes after that and finally gets to fight on their own and then does a fight that efficiently, that should be a flag to you to be like, wow, this is still winnable. I am going to try my best. The game is not lost until it's lost. The game is not won until it's won. It's very important that you keep fighting until the end. I understand that it's kind of a BS, not really a... It's a BS concept to teach you, but it's still extremely important that you're fighting till the very end. Because a lot of players do get nervous when they're either pushing peaks or they are trying to promote. But alright, let's keep going. Still keeping the high ground because anti-nade is great, and they need to force us off the high ground, and it's an extra step that they'll need to do. My Kree is high nooning. It's very important that he stays alive, thus I use the nade on him. Could have reacted a bit quicker, but it is at the end of the way. So they are really hard pushing our brig, thinking that she's not going to be able to fight back. I nano the brig so that she can stay alive, because it's very important that she stays alive so that their team stays occupied while my Winston does whatever he wants in the backline, which is what he is doing right now. They aren't occupied on the Winston, therefore we're getting value over time with that name. The thing is that they do end up minefielding and cooming, so yeah, it's just very unlucky the way that she went out, but at least our Winston got to pick off their Ana, so we pretty much win this fight with reasonable cooldown usage. Use the nade on myself, but also hit the ball at the same time. It's always what you should be looking for if you're trying to nade yourself, unless it's impossible to do so, and then sleeping after is a great way to finish off that pick.
Going to be okay.
That looks so sus the way I'm flicking, but I also was pretty laggy this game. And then I missed all these other shots. It's like not even worth it. So I'm at 32 health. I didn't even notice the Tracer was here. I had to nade myself. Look for the sleep, but now I have to rotate back to my team. Right here I should have died, to be quite honest. They should have focused me a little harder. But it is what it is. Playing behind my team now, but not so far away that the enemy team can just destroy me here. And I'm playing close enough to my brig that she can do things. That nade was pretty bad. I was going for, the idea was damage there, but I missed. I missed incredibly. It was just incredibly bad, and I healed my team. The better play here is probably to anti-nade the Winston or the entire clump of enemies that was right here a few seconds prior, but you can't always hit every nade. Calling for the team to break the bubble. It's extremely important. If you've been watching the streams, you can understand that that is something that is happening quite frequently. Big pulse bomb could be tilting. There's a lot of people crying in voice chats. The quicker that you say shut up and let's keep winning the fight, the quicker that you guys will have better chances of winning said fight. So that's exactly what was said here. I play to get my nano, wait for my diva to get her jets back online. They're not back online yet. They're probably like, what, 1 or 2 seconds away? Oh, they're actually back online already. Great. Now she can do some work with my nano, and it's really important that I do that to try to... sorry for the loud noise. Hold up. It's important that I try to do that so that I can kind of give the Uno reverse card. They just killed 2 with that pulse. So they're playing extremely aggressive, and my diva was extremely low. By giving the nano, it gives the Uno reverse, and now it is back in our hands, and we're about to kill their Winston, which is arguably more important that their Winston is dead, or that their Winston is alive because they don't have spawns. We do. I end up just wasting the Tracer's time instead of her killing my diva, or at least helping her team. She's too focused on killing me. And now my Brig is here to help me, and my team will have spawns. They don't have a Winston, and it's pretty much our fight now. Alright, so let's get back into it. Playing with our team. Not playing so far away that I am susceptible to flanking, really, because their Tracer is on... Well, I can hear their Tracer in the front line. I actually am playing pretty far away, but I am still within line of sight of this Hanzo. It's more so the educated guess that the Tracer is not in my backline. I will be okay. Also, the fight was already pretty much won, so rotating on high ground is the immediate next step. This is something that Rick, specifically, I remember seeing on his Hollywood. Rotating to high ground is really important, or rotating to the optimal positioning for the start of next fight immediately when you win a fight is important. It's also important that you're communicating this to your team. I did that on stream. If you watched, great. If you didn't, I will be uploading that stuff soon. I thought I heard the Tracer walking up here. I used my audio cues to sleep. It happened to be a ball instead. So, yeah. Using audio cues is very important. I can't really teach that unless you go and watch what I did live.
Group up with me.
So right here, I'm just trying to bait the ball into overextending onto us. The thing is that the fight's already lost. He's not going to do that. The fight's already lost for him. He's not going to do that if he's smart. If I do force him out onto me, though, we pretty much win the next fight. Free. It's free. We do end up actually forcing the ball, which he still does engage. DJ busts a nut. What are you doing? So just healing my Kree, healing my Hanzo just enough in order to make him live. Honestly, sleeping the Tracer is a good play because the sound cue forces her to recall even if I don't hit it. The thing is I have to hit this shot afterwards in order to keep him alive. I don't even think he does live because he has to sit in Coon, which is really unlucky. The idea was right behind it. The execution was faulty. Right here, I'm just trying to stall as long as I can so that this Tracer isn't in my front line. I'm also stalling so that I can have nade for better survivability. Let's keep going. I end up nading myself, but I'm gonna die anyways because that was crisp. I gotta give it to that guy. That was a really good blink melee. I'll give it to him. But again, it's the same idea. Buying enough time when that flanker is on me so that my Winston can go in with Primal and do what he's doing. It's not like directly what I'm doing, but by taking the Tracer away from the fight for longer, in a fight where I'm not necessarily staggering either, it works out for me. Again, same idea of fighting the 1v1 till the end, fighting the game till the end. Always fighting. Alright, only 54 on a nano, but I'm just trying to get back because the thing is, we have supports now, they don't. We have better spawns, we win the fight. Because of that, That fight's GG's. I'm retaking high ground again, immediately trying to get set up for this next fight. You spend no time dilly-dallying. You immediately know that it is time to get the high ground and start your next fight. So, playing up here, I know that a lot of them are in staircases again. I know that now, because of the way that this is zoned, right? Let's actually look at this nade, because this nade's kind of big brain. I don't consider it big brain, but when you really think about it, it is pretty smart. So because of this dragon, it cuts them off in this staircase, right? They have to either go left of it or right of it. The Winston has bubble to the left of it, therefore my nade won't get any value. Instead, I choose to anti-back right, which is another pathing that they could have taken in order to actually leave the dragon, the threat of the dragon. Because of this, I throw the nade, and I do find a pick. Let's see it on the Ana. Fantastic. Well done, Hanzo. Well done, Paz. Hashtag swagdiff. All right, let's keep going. That's mostly just like an awareness thing. Understand that they have to go one way or the other, and then nade one of the angles. And if you can even get the very high level to see the bubble and react to that, also very good. Right here, we've won the fight, maintaining high ground. My Tracer forced out Pulse. That's so huge. This is bad. I should not drop high ground here. I drop high ground to try to hit a sleep. Extremely risky. I should keep the high ground here, especially when... I mean, the fight's not going to happen anytime soon, but still, I would not drop high ground. I would have kept high ground here, because this is going to force out some cooldowns that I really wish we wouldn't have had to force out. It's gonna cause some bit of panic for my team. So when you have high ground in that position, you don't need to drop. You can literally just help your brig and try to hit the sleep from the high ground. A very aggressive play for me, and that's kind of my problem on Ana, is being a little bit too aggressive positional wise. But it didn't matter. The game was slow. Okay. The game was slow enough for me to reclaim the high ground and keep playing it. That's not going to happen in a GM game. They'll notice that, disengage, and then re-engage with me on the low ground. I end up sleeping the monkey because I don't... Does the monkey have bubble? The monkey does not have bubble. I don't know where I saw it. But I did see it. Since the monkey doesn't have bubble, he can't really block the sleep. Therefore, I can hit that sleep. And it's going to be big value. Now their nano monkey is effectively dead. And my nano monkey is running with pretty much no repercussions. And that pretty much cleans up that kill on the Torb. I force this monkey to jump on me at a very awkward angle. Therefore, he forces out his jump. I can then drop to my team, and he's pretty much a sitting duck. He can't really engage unless he wants to die. Therefore, we see him just chilling on high ground. He drops very late. He doesn't get as much value as he could have to kill me there. That's a really unlucky miss on the sleep. Right here, I'm in a very bad position just because of the minefield, which is really unlucky. I probably could have played a little bit better. But I do get the monkey low enough in that 1v1 for my team to then kill. But what happened is then a C9 happened. So here's the thing. There's a lot of what I can say here. I can get better positioning. I can get better aim. The big thing I'm trying to teach you guys here is let's take this back a few minutes. We're going into point 3. The enemy team on a promotion game has 5.5 minutes. 5.5 minutes. That's a lot of time. That's alarming. The thing is, you have to understand that the game is not lost until it is lost, and just because it is a promotion game does not mean it's any different than any other game. All that matters is that you play at your best, and you play to win the game. It does not matter about the promotion. It is just like any other diamond game. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make right here. Sure, I could be playing a lot better, and I'm still pointing that kind of stuff out, but the point of this this VOD, is more so to teach you guys the mentality that you keep on pushing to win games. And I think that's extremely important, because the better you learn yourself and your mental, the faster you can learn, you can understand your limits, the more you're going to enjoy the game, and the faster you're going to climb. It's also very hard for me to point out mistakes when not a lot are being made, but if they are being made, it's something that I've never even thought of before. So maybe I could get Poke. That might be an idea. Maybe I could get my last team's coach and just have him VOD the last Unranked GM with me. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's get some water and then we can continue talking. Lots of talking.
Ready for battle.
Alright, so considering the enemy team, right, this is the thought process actually before we even go. I don't want any heroes on my screen. Considering the fact that last round we were struggling with an Orisa ball and a Torb as well. Deducting that, we understand that they're probably going to up the ante since they did not capture third, and they're probably going to go double shield. I have this intuition because if a team is playing like that but isn't full send on the meta, they're probably going to go very hard full send when they realize that meta isn't beating something that shouldn't be winning at all. Because of this, we understand they're also going to have a Torb, therefore we cannot be running Genji. We immediately fix that off the rip. It's important that you play reactively, you communicate with your team in phases like these, because at this level, you're getting to a point where people still want to win the game and they still will switch when given a reason to switch. A good reason, rather. So let's see what we do. We switch off the Zarya, we switch off the Genji, and we pick better characters for the situation. That being said, Echo still isn't really that strong because I really disagreed with the Zen pick, but the thing is I'm not going to tell someone to play something specific when I'm on an ult account. Unless like the game is looking like it's not winnable. But when we defended for 5.5 minutes and we got our stuff together, I think we're going to be okay. So that's the thought process. With this composition, let's get a little bit closer to the action here. With this composition, as I said on stream, Nano Monkey, absolutely fantastic. I'm probably never going to nano Hanzo in my life. Zen, I'm honestly not going to nano a whole lot unless the situation calls for it. And then Echo comes in second place. Maybe I could do a Diva. I don't think I need to really explain too much more about that. It's really situational. And based on what they have, it's going to be a lot of Nano Monkey to force out the... It's actually going to be a lot of soft diving first with the Monkey onto the BAP to force Immortality. And then he will walk back and then jump again with a Nano to finish off the BAP and we win the fight. That's the main idea that we're going with here. You can also Nano the Echo if she is doing some crazy burst damage and she needs to finish off targets. But I don't want this VOD to go for a whole hour, so I want to keep going here. I need another drink of water. Give me a second.
Escort the payload.
Okay. Immediately we understand that they have double shield. The thing is with double shield nowadays is that it's very crackable, especially when your 2 DPS are Echo and Hanzo. Therefore, there will be many opportunities to look for anti-nades. And let me not even forget, we also have Zen. So let's keep going.
I will get us home safe.
Planning to just heal my DPS because we don't have a Mercy when we're running an Echo against a Torb soldier. I have to keep her up. We soft dive with the Monkey. I anti-nade their tanks so they can't keep pushing him. We almost find the kill on the Orisa, but here's the big thing. You are using a 10-second cooldown, right? You're using a 10-second cooldown, which is nade, to force out the 25-second cooldown. That's value. Especially since I also got the healing bonus on my Winston. That is just a great nade that you guys need to be looking for. So if this is something that you're watching and you're trying to get value out of this, not for promotion games, but for just general Ana value, the thing that you have to be hitting and you have to be doing, and I'll say it again, big splashes. Anti-nade is so important that you are splashing as many things as possible when given the opportunity to. Because then you can get the value that this is the only thing that makes Ana viable right now. Like, the fact that I somehow got an anti-nade to hit so many targets that he had to force out immo, that is like crazy amounts of value for where Ana is in the meta right now. Crazy amounts of value. So if you can do that consistently at your elo, you are going to win games. You will lose games too, but you're going to win a lot of games doing this. Let's keep going. Alright, we're just chilling, healing our team, doing the do. It is what it is. Again, I see no shield. I'm going to be looking for a splash nearly immediately. I splashed their reset. She has to second guess what she's doing again. Giving up more space. That's really unlucky because the shield was here. This is more so on me for not communicating it sooner, and also my monkey for just not thinking about that at all when I'm on low ground. It is what it is. The fight is still not lost. It's looking now like the fight is lost. Now the fight is lost. Right here, I'm just looking for some extra poke, or if I can find a pick. I end up sleeping the soldier. I play extremely aggressive and get the exit frag. The exact thing I wanted. I should not have nanoed this. I thought with this pick that I was going to be able to completely sway the team fight. I'm a little dented though, considering 3 are dead in spawn. Misplay. Don't nano there. The fight was not winnable, therefore that was kind of a waste of nano. Everything that happened before that though, understanding the fight was lost and then looking for an aggressive sleep and exit frag on the soldier, that is completely good. Like, that is a great play. Nanoing there, not a good play. So we are approaching the next fight here. I'm taking high ground to try to peer over some shields. We immediately start with a pick on the BAP. I'm telling this whole time, my monkey to jump up. Why am I telling my monkey to jump up against the turret? Well, the turret's dead. The soldier's coming back. It's also very easy for me to hit him, heal him if he's in the air. That's just a big idea to understand here. He ends up jumping in to be aggressive, which I guess is okay if he finds a pick. But it's better. It would have been better for him to jump. And you have to call that if you're confident you can help. He does get the pick on the brig though, so he kills both supports again. So like, can you really complain? So right here, I know my team is calling to fight here, but they have a Zen. No one's crit. It's just a Torb. They'll be fine. The thing is I want to continue pushing point. I know that high ground is clear because the soldier is shooting with the Orisa. And I know if I use the cover of cart here that they can't kill me. So I am a little bit out of position. But I use the cover in order for me to not die in said position. So then, yeah, I see the Orisa. I look for a splash. Now she's definitely dead. Even when she's getting from point A to point B, there's no way she's living. We call to stagger her a little bit. I'm just looking for some ult charge. So then I'm like, give me the last shot. Can I hit it, please? Thank you. Cool. Big things to note from that part of the map right there. Splash was big. Always have to be looking for good splashes. And also exit frags, very, very strong. You want to play aggressive with your cooldowns when you're exit fragging, because by the time you spawn and get back into the fight, those cooldowns will be back. You want to make sure you're using this in situations where fights are already lost. And then that opens up a whole can of worms. Well, Paz, when is a fight really lost? That is something that you're going to have to learn yourself. Again, do you see the theme? Taking the high ground when it is useful to try to find nades against their double shield. They end up actually solo ulting my Winston, so I'm immediately getting in a spot to actually heal this Winston out of it, because I know that he doesn't have enough follow-up to actually kill, so I know that I can heal him out of this. And it's big when you can do this, because then an ultimate as big as Sigma ult does not get value. That is huge for your team. Like, I'm sorry, DJ Bust a Nut, you're having some trouble. You're having some trouble this game. Mostly because I'm making it so. So anytime that you can do stuff like that and force them to use grab and like, I don't know, flux, and they don't get any value, that's huge. So since my team isn't really forcing that turret out, I just take it matters into my own hands because my whole team is healthy down here, and I call out that I'm doing that. The turret is down, and now my Echo can do whatever she wants. She immediately flies up. Smart play. I heard that my Zen was taking damage. I didn't know where. He was actually on cart the whole time. So the moment you hear a Bond go on high ground and they're behind a shield, you can't really nade anything like that. Immediately you want to be rotating back, and then it just enforces the fact when you hear a visor pop off. So you want to make sure you're getting in cover. I look. Oh, okay, that was a mistake. All right, we're back. I hear the visor, I look for a nade, and then I immediately back off. Playing to live right now. I see the health pack. I pick up the health pack. The fight here in it right now is lost. Pretty much lost. If we find another pick, it's winnable. But what I'm telling my team is, hey guys, this fight is pretty much lost. If we find a pick, it's winnable, but if not, we leave. Instead of getting a pick, our Hanzo actually gets picked, I'm pretty sure. This is now a lost fight. That is not salvageable, especially with given the place where my Winston is actually located. Here's the thing though, always looking for exit frags. Always, always, always. And looking for nades. Nothing happens of it. But always looking for sleeps, exit frags, exit splashes, for ult charge, for picks, whatever. Always something you want to do, because you're gonna have it for next fight anyways. Alright, looking to engage with a Nano Monkey. Also depends on the situation though, you have to read it out. We need the monkey on the engage to force out some cooldowns. We immediately force out the MO, which is exactly what you want to do when you're playing dive against any kind of spam comp with a BAP. Because of the way that they have to rotate out away from our Winston, I choose to pick a splash angle that is going to affect both spots. Both spots would have been here, but I at least aimed it in a way where it would splash here and then also hit as many as possible. It's important you learn to line up your nades like that. You know they're going to get pushed that way, therefore think the step ahead and throw. The nade. Throw the nade, don't throw the game. Sleeping Orisa, kind of like an exit frag thing, just making sure you kill their tank, and that she can't kill you, and then the fight is won. Very clean engage, very well done. Chef's kiss. So at this point, we have come a long way. We went from them having 5.5 minutes on third point to now we have 4 minutes and 15 seconds on third point, and they haven't even full capped. But this should be again, fight till the very end. And that's all I'm going to leave it at, because I've said it the whole video. Right here. If they are dead, if we killed them very recently, they do not have time to take the high ground. Thus, take the high ground when you get the chance to. Don't fall into the habit, though, of always taking high ground and thinking that is the most advantageous position. 95% of the time, I would say that high ground is the most advantageous position, but sometimes that isn't what. Sometimes, based on the situation, excuse me, that isn't actually what happens. So make sure that you're playing on your feet as well. Taking the high ground because it gives us better anti-nade angles. Like this, Orisa's anti, she is as good as dead. And there she goes. Team's playing very nicely upon the anti-nades as well. Sure, this won't happen at lower ranks, but when you get to these higher ranks, when you grind out Diamond, when you have that positive mindset, when you get to games like this, where teammates are going to punish anti-nades every single time, you will find a much easier time when you're playing in Masters. I guarantee it. Take the time at lower ranks to learn how to play the game even better. Right here, another great splash angle. Oh, this is beautiful. Can I get this in 4K? Oh my god. Oh, it's juicy. Sorry. I love anti-nades. They're awesome.
This will only hurt for a
Instead of looking for the sleep, because I know that he's going to be playing around the corner, I look to heal my Reaper above half health to keep him alive. We end up doing that, and he lives. It's up to shield. Common Paz thing to do. Break the turret, and now I know if I didn't see them go this way, by process of elimination, they are all around this corner. Thus, we will throw a nade when it comes online in 1 second around this corner. And we end up hitting at least the BAP, which is the most important character to hit.
Get in there.
We enter the Winston, we say, yo, bro, go ham, go ham. I can't see you, but now you're prime, but alright, keep going ham. And he's already killed both supports. Now it's pretty much just like looking like it's free. It's a free win. I still know that Torb hasn't moved around this corner because my Winston 1 hasn't called it. He was still holding around this corner, so I know that I'm still trying to splash around it to kill him. Alright, let's finish off the map though. Now we're just trying to play cart, spamming it out. I need to hit that sleep if I really want to secure the win. That's not what I wanted. If I really want to secure the win, I want to make sure I'm hitting that sleep. We're going back a little bit. I throw the nade here. I think I only hit the Torb. But because of the dragon as well, the Torb's as good as dead. And now it's just a matter of playing cart, trying to hit the sleep with Diva. I miss. I have to hit those. Immediately when the Transcendence comes in, I'm playing for damage. I am playing for pure, hard damage. Looking for an anti-nade if anyone were to get close right here. And then it's a victory. GG's, GG's. Alright, so things that I think you guys should see out of that VOD that are really important. Especially for promotion games. Because that's honestly what I'm trying to teach you guys here. Is the importance of a strong mental during promotion games. Let me get a drink of water quick. Okay. Number 1 here. Mental. I know we talked about it last time, but your mental fortitude is really, really important when you play every game. More so for yourself than what your team is doing, though. It's not so much staying positive. It's more so forgetting about what you're doing and just performing. It's really important that you do not focus on that promotion and you just continue to grind. Even if you've lost that promotion in the past, you've lost that game, and this is like your 3rd, 5th, 10th time, you have to forget about it, drop it, and go. A game is not lost until it's lost. A game is not won until it's won. It's not over until the fat lady sings. I don't even remember what the saying is. Something about a fat lady singing, and when it happens, that's when it's over. That. Think of it like that. That game looked like it was lost. But it is important that you continue to keep pushing and finding extremely good amounts of value. That being said, what can I have done better? Obviously, Aim Marine is going to be coming down at number 3. And I don't even think it's something I'm going to be doing better here. I just want you guys to focus in on the value of nades. The value of nade. If you go back, look how many fights we won strictly because we started an engagement with either nano, nade, or nano and nade. That playing with that with the double bubble or any dive composition, if you can hit nades, if you can tell your team to break shields, if that's the composition that you're running, and you can hit extremely crazy great value nades, that will carry. Because quite frankly, you don't need the heals at that point because you are going to kill them much quicker than they are going to be able to kill you. It's that basic idea of damage is healing. Great nades. The thing is, I didn't only use the nades this game for damage. I also used it for heal, but you have to realize the moments where the healing grenades are actually worth it and when they're not. Other things I could have done better. Positioning could have been a lot better in terms of being a little bit too aggressive, especially when I was trying to sleep the tracer from high ground. Exit frags, that's another thing to do. That was great. Not knowing when to nano when the fight is won and lost. That was more so just like a mistake. It wasn't something I was inherently like misunderstanding. It was just a small mistake right there and then. I know that I can do that better next time. It's just something to look at. a lot of this was just like, make sure you're finding value when you have the opportunity to. If a shield just broke, if they have no shields, no eat, you best be nading the wall behind the team. You best be doing that. If the fight is lost, but you have the opportunity to sleep a soldier on the high ground bridge and find a pick before you leave, you better be going on that soldier and killing him. You best be pushing to kill that soldier as much as you can, because you have better spawns in that scenario. Even if you don't have better spawns in that scenario, that's all charge. That's one, all charge, and two, that causes the enemy to not have positioning. That soldier, if he wasn't a soldier and he was a much slower character, like say I killed I don't know, a Kree. No, that's not as realistic. Let's say I killed a Junkrat or I killed a Pharah. They're not gonna be back in that fight. That's a lot of value as Ana. Sure, you die for it, but you're not staggering by doing that. You're actually not only are you not staggering, you're finding value when you're dying. That's something that I think is really important to do, because that changes the game a lot more than you realize. Well, not even just you, the viewer. A lot of people don't realize how much value exit frags actually have. More value, I'd say, than Val. Maybe not. I don't understand Val as much as the average Joe. But I'm trying to think of anything else. There's probably more, and if you have any questions in the comments, just let me know. If you did find this useful, also let me know. The big thing I want to thank you guys for is 2,000 subs on YouTube. Literally, it was one day less than a month ago we hit 1K. So I really appreciate you guys all for being here. I'm happy to be able to do what I do and help you guys all out. I'm not in it for the subs. If I stay small and this is the biggest I get, I don't really care. I'm happy to help the people that I have. And if you have any questions, please let me know. If you want your own VOD reviewed, I have a link to my Fiverr down below. And also, thank you guys so much for checking out my YouTube stream on Saturday. I do plan on doing that. Maybe not this weekend, but maybe the next. I don't know yet. I might stream when this video is released, because I won't be live on Wednesday. But other than that, guys, I really appreciate you guys for watching. We're so close to actually finishing this Unranked to GM series so I can start uploading gameplay. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys all for watching. Thank you for all the subs. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for just watching. Don't feel like the need to sub. Don't feel the need to like, sub, or do any of that stuff. If you find value, I appreciate it. But, you know, I just appreciate that you guys are here. And for anyone that watches till the end of these big videos, I just want to say thank you. It's a dream for me to be able to help people, and that's really all I want to do with this. So yeah, I appreciate you guys all for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. And but until next time, I gotta peace out and pass out. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.